Meadows. Thanks for joining us.
It's great to be with you. Thanks so much.
We were just talking to Director Clapper about what the president calls Spygate.
Right.
You've had a lot of questions about this. We saw the Justice Department hold this extraordinary briefing with leadership on the Hill showing some classified materials. I know you weren't in those meetings, but tell me if you're satisfied.
Well, to be clear, no documents were shown. And so there was a briefing, but yet there were no documents that were shown. We're hopeful that that will happen in the coming days as long as we can protect the sources and methods that are important to all Americans. And yet at the same time, we continue to see this dragging out of a narrative, where we're not seeing documents, where we're not getting the type of transparency that really members of Congress have requested for 7 or 8 months.
What do you think the FBI did, and who do you think they did?
Well, I mean, what we do know is that there was indeed a confidential human source, is what the FBI would call it, that was actually giving intel, not only to the FBI, but you have to ask the question, when did it start? We do know that actually those confidential human sources were engaging prior to the official FBI investigation. So the question begs, at whose direction? What were they collecting and who were they reporting to? Because that was happening before the FBI actually opened an investigation. And so as we know that, and we know that from non-classified sources, there is no question that there was a spy that was collecting information. And the definition of that, somebody who does something in secret without the knowledge of another person.
But in legal standards, that's different in terms of how law enforcement works with informants.
Well, but an informant is someone who, if they had information on you and went to the FBI and said, listen, we have this wrongdoing, we're giving you some information, where it was not directed or where the initiation of it was not from the informant. We know that actually they initiated the contact between members of the Trump campaign, and at whose direction? And at what point do we as Americans say it is not right to spy on a campaign? Whether it's Donald Trump's or Bernie Sanders, it's not right.
Well, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, Senator Rubio, who was on this show, said they haven't seen evidence to back up the claim that there was